I'd love to ask your advice. What should young men look for as they date women? What kind of attributes or virtues should they try to find that let them know, okay, this is a woman worth, none of us are worth anything in a way, but like this is a woman I could marry. I remember someone kind of giving advice to a woman saying, like, see how he treats other women. Like, see how he treats women who have nothing to offer him. Like, how does he talk to the waitress? And I like that.
Right. Oh, that's so interesting.
What might be advice for a young man?
It's funny. Actually, my husband and I went out to dinner last night, and normally I'm always the one that can hear the conversations going on around us, and it's not intentional. But
I know, I'm like you. I hate that so much. I wish I could
I just
focus.
turn this off?
Yeah.
Well, last night there was a couple behind us. It was on a first date.
Okay.
And my husband could hear everything because the girl's head was right behind him. And it was so, just from sociological perspective, it was so interesting because they were both, I think he was an MD and she was a PA or something. I'm not really sure, but both medical backgrounds and, all this chatter about that. But in the meantime, here's this woman, she's really beautiful and he was very attractive. And, at one point, he says, well, what are your goals in life? And she's like, I don't really have any. I had all these goals in school, and now that school's over, I don't really know what I want to do with my, it was, and obviously it's a first date, so maybe she's not ready to divulge something, but it was at least an hour in, and the conversation had been going well, and he's already said, he would love to have a family and whatnot, but I think it's just that recognition of motherhood, in terms of that being a reality. I think that's something to obviously look for. There's obviously so many other red flags. One of the things that I have seen so much of this year, and I think maybe it's just one of those things I'm seeing more of it because it's on my mind, but just the narcissist piece. Is this someone who's thoughtful? Is this someone who can respond when the needs of other people around her are she can help with? I think that's something very basic, and obviously narcissists can do that in a way that makes them look good. But I think it is probably that kind of that same point of what is it? And this actually is Max Shaler has this great line about how motherhood is something where it mimics the love of God because it goes from the greater reaches down to the lesser. And I think that has to be something that happens in a way that's not self-serving. If you can see that attribute, that obviously goes a long way.
Yeah, this sounds so cliche.
So maybe it's your
This sounds so cliche, but like kindness toward children.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're with a woman,
even knowing what to do with them.
Yeah, exactly. Like she stops and she caring about things in my vicinity. Mm-hmm. And then a woman of depth, a woman who's interesting.
Yeah. And that's what was so fascinating about this date last night was I kept waiting for something interesting to come out. And, there was nothing memorable. There was clearly no depth in this woman that it was, as she was talking. I just thought, like, this is just got to be exhausting to try and just carry this conversation.
It's like trying to blow on a fire that has gone out, and you're trying to ignite
That's
something,
really
and
good
there's
image.
nothing there. It's
Right.
just ash. Sorry, I don't mean to be too harsh
No.
on this poor woman, but I do remember having this conversation with a particular woman on an airplane once.
Mm-hmm.
She was sitting next to me. We got into this conversation. People don't do that anymore because, fair enough, I don't want to either.
Right.
But so what do you look forward to? And just travel and stuff. And it was just hopeless. There was nothing there. There was just, I'm like, what do you love? What do you?
Right.
Nothing. It was just brutal.
And, obviously the other piece is like, can she read a book? That seems like it may seem.
How's that for a low standard? 2024. Can she read a book? And by that, I mean, can she read a book? Like, would she actually sit through one? Does she have the...
Right. And the sad thing is though, that I was thinking like something nonfiction, but now I'm even sort of like, maybe it just should be fiction because,
fiction's beautiful. Does she like fairy tales? Does she appreciate fairy tales? I love fairy tales.
Well, I was thinking more like
I
Danielle Steele or something, but I think, I think the depth is a really important piece. I think that, no, I don't envy people right now. It's really got to be so hard.
Yeah.
So hard dating.
I want to tell you about Hallow, which is the #1 downloaded prayer app in the world. It's outstanding. Hallow.com/MattFradd. Sign up over there right now and you will get the first 3 months for free. That's like a lot of time. You can decide whether it's useful to you or not, whether it's helpful. If you don't like it, you can always quit. Hallow.com/MattFradd. I use it. My family uses it. It's fantastic. There are over 10,000 audio guided prayers, meditations, and music, including my lo-fi. Hallow has been downloaded over 15 million times in 150 different countries. It helps you pray, helps you meditate, helps you sleep better. It helps you build a daily routine and a habit of prayer. There's honestly so much excellent stuff on this app that it's difficult to get through it all. Just go check it out. Hallow.com/MattFradd. The link is in the description below. It even has an entire section for kids. So if you're a parent, you could play little Bible stories to them at night. It'll help them pray. Fantastic. Hallow.com/MattFradd.